Hey guys, this is Ray with Phone Arena. I'm at MWC 2014, and currently I'm doing a early comparison video between the new Sony Xperia Z2 Android flagship and the previous flagship of the company, the Z1. So the Z1 was introduced about half a year ago, and with Sony's half-year upgrade cycle, we now have a new handset which is slightly better in pretty much all areas. But I'm glad to say that looking at these two devices side by side here, I realized that actually the improvement with regards to display technology is really big and important. But let's start by checking out and comparing the designs of these two phones. You can see that they pretty much have the same design language. They are all glass and metal, so they do look very stylish, very cool. In terms of size, both handsets seem to be almost identical. There aren't any significant. The Z2 doesn't seem to have become any lighter or smaller. Actually, I now notice that the Z2, which is here on the right, is slightly taller. It has grown slightly taller than the Z1, but that's fine, I guess. Especially because it now houses a slightly bigger display at 5.2 inches. So 5.2 inches versus 5 inches here. However, the big difference is that this is now an IPS screen. The Z2 has an IPS display, and I'm not sure if you can see this through the camera, but if you take a look at the Chrome browser icon, which is visible in the bottom end of the screens, the one in the Z2's display, which is here on the left, is much more saturated, much more colorful and vibrant. So the Z2's display really looks, it's tons better, in every respect. The viewing angles, the color gamut. Hopefully it's gonna also be a color accurate display, but if not, you can attempt to fix that with the white balance setting over here. So you should be able to tweak it and make it so that it appeals to you. But overall, you just easily seen that it's a lot better than what we had in the Z1. So moving on from, it's still a 1080p display, so the resolution hasn't gone up, even though it's just slightly bigger. But even then, the color, not the color, but the image clarity is actually tremendous with the 1080p display. So we see absolutely no use for going higher than that. In terms of resolution, it's incredibly clean. Both devices are incredibly clean, and they're very easy to read. They would be great for reading books, for example, where you have tons of small details. But anyway, let's move forward to the software. Our Z1 here is still running, I think, Android 4.2.2, but the Z2, it's gonna have an update to 4.4 KitKat, which is great, but the Z2 is going to ship straight with Android 4.4 KitKat. You can see the slight changes in the UI here, the fading effect here on the bottom and top, whereas with the Z1 we have these translucent areas here, and there are some slight visual tweaks here as well in the main menu, but overall the changes in terms of design aren't really that big. Though you're still getting all the under the hood improvements that KitKat brings, like immersive mode and stuff like that. So the UI, as I said, is pretty much almost the same here, but the processor inside the Xperia Z2 is slightly better now. It's the Snapdragon 801, and on the Z1 here we have the Snapdragon 800. So, you know, the one in the Z2 is supposed to be slightly better. It still has the Adreno 330 GPU, same as on the Z1, so graphics performance should be just as good, but probably even a bit better due to the slightly faster processor here. It has a bit more RAM amount here. It has 3 gigs of RAM, which is just, you know, more than enough when it comes to Android applications. It still has 16 gigabytes of built-in storage, but it once again, same as on the Z1, it has a micro SD card slot here, so you know you can easily expand your storage anytime you want. The cameras, you know, they didn't mention anything with regards to making the quality of the sensor of the camera itself better. It's still the 20 megapixel G-lens camera with Beyond's technology with the Exmor RS sensor. It's still the 1/2.3 inch sensor. You know, it's still 20 megapixels, so hopefully through some software tweaks and stuff like that, we hope that they have improved the quality of the pictures even further, because, you know, they were still excellent. They were already excellent in the Xperia Z1. One new thing, though, with regards to the camera of the Z2 is that it now has 4K video recording, which is great. It has a special mode here in the camera which says 4K video. You don't have that on the Z1. And it also has a bunch of new modes here, like background defocus, which lets you take photos with, you know, with more blurred, deeply blurred backgrounds. You have creative effects here. Time shift video allows you to take slow motion video and things like that. Although it has some new software functionalities here, and you can still add and integrate additional apps here in the camera. But overall, yeah, besides the 4K video aspect and the augmented reality mode in video, which isn't really a big thing. I mean, it's fun, but it gets old after, what, 10 minutes or something like that. So besides that, we do hope that they have improved the camera even further, but we're gonna have to wait and see this for ourselves in order to know. So that was our quick early comparison between the Xperia Z2, that wonderful new flagship Android smartphone by Sony, and its predecessor, the still current Z1, which you can get out there. The Z2 is coming out this March, so it won't be long before you'll be seeing this handset on the market. For more details, guys, don't forget to check us out at phonearena.com.